Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold your abundant favor as your servants, whom have been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this public. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters, that we shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. Honorable members, we seem to have no quorum, so I'll request we have the bell rung for at least 10 minutes, and then we kindly, for honorable members, you can ask other members who are within the vicinity to make their way to the house, the honorable whips. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sergeant Atams. I think we've had enough quorum. Good afternoon, honorable members, and welcome to this sitting. Administration of oath. Sorry, clerk, proceed.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Honorable members, a typed petition dated 22nd August 2025 was submitted to the Assembly, signed by 31 petitioners who claim ownership to a parcel land situated immediately behind the Kidhayoni Market shops, that is Kidhayoni Market, Block B, seeking various prayers from the Assembly. The petitioners allege that the parcel of land measuring about 5 acres was allocated to 39 persons whom they present in 1973 by the defunct MACHAKOS County Council, and that they have been farming on the land for over 50 years. They further allege that in a meeting held on the 27th May 2025, the county government of Machakos informed them that the parcel of land had been allocated to other people, and they have since discovered it has been subdivided into 5 portions, disregarding the principles of public participation and transparency. The petitioners state that they have unsuccessfully sought intervention by the National Land Commission as well as the Department of Lands, and confirm the matter is not pending before any court of law. The petitioners pray that the Assembly holds any further subdivision and issuance of title deeds as well as issuance of demand letters for land rates until ownership of the subject land is determined. Guided by the petition to county assemblies, Procedure Act 2020 and Standing Orders 194 to 197 of the County Assemblies of Machakos Standing Orders, the petition has been reviewed and found to meet the requirements of an admissible petition to the Assembly. Standing Order 200 of the County Assembly of Machakos Standing Orders provide that the Speaker may allow comments, observations, or clarifications in relation to a petition presented or reported, and such total time shall not exceed 30 minutes. Further, Standing Order number 201, Subarticle 1, provides that every petition presented or reported pursuant to this part shall stand committed to the relevant sectoral committee. In this regard, the petition is hereby committed to the Lands and Energy Committee. The committee has 60 calendar days to consider and table a report on the petition to this House pursuant to Standing Order number 201, Subarticle 2. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
And next order.
Order number 7, statements.
We have a statement from Honorable Anastasia Motevu. Sorry? Yes. We have a statement that was meant to be presented by Anastasia Mutevu, Chair of Education. A statement that was sought by Honorable Boniface Katiti, MCA Mudheveni.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm not Anastasia Mutevu, but I'm privileged to sit on the Committee on Education. So with your leave, I can read the response. Honorable Speaker, on Tuesday, 19th August 2025, during the morning plenary sitting, Honorable Boniface Katiti, MCA Mudheveni Ward, sought a statement on the status of Ngenda Kionyweni Vocational Training Center in his ward. Honorable Speaker, in response to the above statement, the committee requested information from the Chief Officer, Vocational and Skills Training, and the department responded via a letter, Ref MCG DOEST/clerk.mksca volume 1/12 dated 25th August 2025 as follows. 1. What plans does the department have to improve infrastructure by constructing 2 workshops, one for each VTC, for each vocational training center in the current financial year 2025-2026? Response. The county government acknowledges the infrastructure gap highlighted. However, the department acknowledges the infrastructural gaps in the 2 vocational training centers, Ngenda and Kionyweni. However, the above project did not appear in the list of priority projects presented during the public participation at the ward level, and also not presented during the project realignment exercise, thus has not been captured in this financial year. To factor in the aforementioned gaps, the department commenced to work closely with stakeholders to see the implementation of the said projects. Number 2, what steps have been taken to ensure the supply of adequate learning equipment and material to facilitate effective training? Response. A. The Department of Vocational Skills has budgeted for capitation for all vocational training centers, which should be distributed per the number of trainee. The capitation monies are made to cushion the cost of training material and equipment. B. The department has also factored in allocation of bursary. This will majorly increase in enrollment, the retention and completion rate of the vocational training center trainees. This will see growth in skills development and reduce poverty rates within the area and county at large. The member also sought to understand what plans are in place to ensure the facility is well staffed with qualified instructors and support personnel. The response from the department. Currently, the county government has deployed 2 instructors at Kionyweni Vocational Training Center and 1 instructor at Ngenda Vocational Training Center. However, the department recognizes the staffing gaps and has put in place plans to address them, notably the department in line with the national government directive that all vocational training centers should implement the new curriculum, competent-based education and training. The department has planned for capacity building of all BOM staff, into bracket county staff, and Board of Management employed staff in preparedness of the implementation of the same. This will generally improve the quality of training in the two institutions and other county vocational training centers at large. Number 4, whether the vocational training centers have been receiving government capitation, and if so, how much has been allocated per student in the past 3 financial years. Response: as outlined in the County Integrated Development Plan 2022-2027, the county government prioritized the establishment of 1 center of excellence per financial year. When Her Excellency the Governor came in the financial year 2022-2023, she realized that the vocational training centers were dilapidated because of insufficient funding. Through Her Excellency the Governor, the department opted that the remaining capitation worth 62 millions be allocated to have much impact. The 2 facilities are Chemudeke Vocational Training Center and Matu Vocational Training Centers. The 2 institutions benefited from the following infrastructure. Chemudeke Vocational Training Center, construction of 2 dormitories, construction of 2 twin workshops, construction of a garage, and purchase of driving course truck and supply of modern training tools and equipment. Matu Vocational Training Center, construction of 2 dormitories, construction of 2 twin workshops, construction of a garage, and purchase of driving course truck and supply of modern training tools and equipment. Mitaboni Vocational Training Center, construction of abolition block. Justification: based on high number of enrollment and geographical distribution, the 2 facilities were considered to be centers of excellence. However, the county is committed to improving with the availability of budget. The national government in Kenya, for all technical and vocational education and training institutions to fully transit to the competent-based education and training center, CBET, there was need to establish centers of excellency in preparedness in implementation of the same. In subsequent financial year 2023-2024, the department, in line with CIDP 2022-2027, expanded its mandate to renovate vocational training centers in various sub-counties, particularly those prioritized and earmarked for implementation. Among them are 1. Construction of twin workshop and abolition block at Kamwanyane Vocational Training Center, construction of workshop at Adriva Vocational Training Center, renovation of workshop of Ngelani Vocational Training Center, renovation of workshop at Mitaboni Vocational Training Center, renovation of workshop at Katangi Vocational Training Center, renovation of workshop at St. Zeno Divine Vocational Training Center. 7. Renovation of workshop at St. John Kaliambeu Vocational Training Center. 8. Renovation of workshop at Chamwe Vocational Training Center. In the financial year 2024-2025, the Department of Vocational and Skills Training had a budget of capitation totaling 62 million Kenya shillings, in which each trainee was supposed to receive a capitation totaling to 15,000. However, the National Treasurer, through the Office of the Control of Budget, didn't release exchequer, leading to unfunded budget. The department remains optimistic to implementing the same in the subsequent years when the budget is funded for. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I would like to ask Mheshimiwa Honorable Katiti to respond.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Boniface Chalo Katiti, MCM of the Mudheni Ward. I'm the one who had sought this statement. And first and foremost, I want to say why the statements are so much coming to this plenary. It is because most of the things that are supposed to be done by the county government, it's not being done. However, the response that I've gotten is this: there are those gaps that the department is trying to address about the workshops that I had requested for. I know for sure the people from now that now particular Gender Polytechnic, they had not factored that in the CNDV. That's the county government master plan for 2022 to 2027. However, this is an institution that should be operational, that should care for our kids, and the county governments, the education in the facilities in terms of in the county governments. So when it comes to the issues of these gaps, then the department should move swiftly so that it can address those challenges about the workshops. Because last week I was there, I was not in the institution on Thursday, and there's nothing that's happening in those buildings because most of the kids have gone away. The other thing is about the capitation. There's a response that I've gotten that 62 million we approved and be passed in this assembly for together for the capitation for all the institutions. Yet our kids have never received capitation since even 2022. So I want the department to look into that. The other thing is about the instructors. I agree. In Genda we have one instructor. In Kenyon we have two. Yet there are students there who need to get skills relevant to depending on their courses that they are undertaking. So we need more tutors or the instructors so that the college or the VCT can become vibrant and even can grow. One of my worries is at the end of the response, they have talked about institutions that have never asked for. They have talked about Chamudeka and Matu and other institutions. Those are the ones that are receiving the capitation at the expense of other institutions. We have 43 VCTs in this county. Yet, if we narrow it we subtract those two, it means the capitation is only going to the two institutions at the expense of the others. That means my kids who are in Mudheni cannot get capitation from the county government, yet the students in Matu can get. One of the reasons why these facilities were built, it was just to develop the skills and the knowledge to our wards. And so once you are talking about any other institution that have not thought about it, then now the documents becomes irrelevant to me. You are not addressing my issues, and my issues should be addressed amicably and thoroughly. So to me, I'm not satisfied with the report that they are giving me, and I would also encourage the committee, if possible, to go back, then find a way. Even if you'll find it, even Madam Speaker, you'll find it wise, then I would encourage and request the committee, even if be given time, then they should visit those institutions so that they can see for themselves. So Thank you, Madam Speaker. I don't support the report. Thank you.
You're not
I don't
satisfied?
support the response.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Katiti. Since the member is not satisfied, the statement will refer back to the Committee of Education for comprehensive report, and we request them to report it on or before 11th November 2025. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 8. Motion, approval of the operational report of the County Assembly Service Board for the financial year 2023-2024.
I would like to invite Honorable Joanna Monyao, the Vice Chairperson of County Assembly Service Board.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Johanna Munyao, representing Motituni Ward and also the Vice Chair, County Assembly Service Board. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that pursuant to Section 36 of the County Assembly Services Act 2017, this House adopts the operational report of the County Assembly Service Board for the year for the financial year 2023-2024, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 7th October 2025. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Kindly call the seconder, please.
I call upon Honorable Felix Ngui to second.
Thank you. I now propose the question that pursuant to Section 36 of the County Assembly Services Act 2017, this House adopts the operational report of the County Assembly Service Board, CASIB, for the financial year 2023-2024, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 7th October 2025. Before I invite you members for debate, let me call the mover to make the House, to take the House through the highlights of the report.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The report is a bit voluminous, but members, you realize that the same was sent to us some days ago, so that we can we are able to familiarize ourselves with the same. And with the permission of Madam Speaker, I'll just take the House through the executive summary. You'll realize the report has been prepared in terms of the operations of each department, and therefore the details of what has happened within the departments is contained in the body of the report. So I'll just go through the executive summary. Operational report of the County Assembly Service Board for the financial year 2023-2024. The County Assembly Service Board annual report for the financial year 2023-2024 has been prepared in accordance with the provisions of Section 36 of the County Assembly Services Act 2017, which require the County Assembly Service Board to prepare and submit a report on its operations and activities to the County Assembly at the end of each financial year. This annual report provides a detailed representation of how the board performed, which activities were undertaken, how resources were allocated, and what goals were achieved in the pursuit of its mission. The report covers the period between 1st July 2023 to 30th of June 2024. Notable achievements or milestones of the Assembly in relation to the Assembly constitutional mandate of oversight, representation, and legislation during the period under review include enactment of 5 bills approval of budget estimates, 2 supplementary budgets for the financial year 2023-2024, consideration of 884 motions and 39 committee reports, and vetting of 16 nominees for appointment. To enhance legislation, oversight and representation, the board facilitated the members of the County Assembly to undertake 68 site visits, 4 public participation forums or exercises. Additionally, to ensure the discharge of the representation mandate, the board ensured that the ward offices were constructed and the required amenities provided, and further ensured it made budgetary provisions for the smooth running of the ward offices. During the financial year 2023-2024, the County Assembly had approved a budget of 1,087,994,826 Kenya shillings, which comprised of recurrent budget of 908,611,660 Kenya shillings. That was a development and recurrent, and 79 million development and other recurrent transfers budget estimates of 100,384 and 166 Kenya shillings. This was broken into 50 million and 50,384,166 Kenya shillings for loans and motor vehicle reimbursements, respectively. The national values and principles of governance act as the foundation that informs, guides, and determines behavior and attitude. Pursuant to Section 36, Subsection 2B of the County Assembly Services Act, the board ensured compliance with the values and principles espoused under Articles 10 and 232 of the Constitution of Kenya in the year under review, by ensuring the staff in various departments are members of the professional bodies and facilitating them to attend the programs of the said bodies so that they can be in good standing. Further, during the period under review, the board has ensured compliance with the Public Officers Ethics Act by submitting declarations of incomes, assets, and liabilities. Pursuant to Section 11, subsection 1D of the County Assembly Services Act, the board ensured capacity building of members of the County Assembly and the Assembly Service by organizing for capacity building programs in various relevant areas that would assist both the members and staff of the County Assembly to discharge their mandate effectively. In the discharge of its mandate, the board faced a number of challenges, key among them being inadequate budget allocation as a result of the set CRA ceilings and delays in exchequer releases, inconveniencing both internal and external customers. It is important to note that the Assembly has consistently received the same amount of money over the years to fund its activities without considering the rate of inflation, among other factors. In order to improve on the discharge of its mandate and enhance productivity in the County Assembly service, the board will continue focusing on the following key interventions, among others: A, lobbying the Senate and Commission on Revenue Allocation to improve the Assembly budget allocation to address the increasing needs, and B, enforce cost-saving measures in the daily Assembly operations, including adoption of green energy to save on the cost of power. The board will continue to work closely with members, staff, and other key stakeholders of the County Assembly to address emerging issues in an effort to meet the expectations of the Assembly's stakeholders. The membership of the board: Honorable Anne Kiusia, Chairperson; Honorable Johanna Munyao, Vice Chair; Honorable Felix Ngui, Member; Honorable Janet Kimeu, Member; Honorable Alex Itili, Member; and Mr. Peter Mbada, Acting Secretary. Honorable Speaker, I take this opportunity to thank all the members of the board for their dedication and divided attention and contributions during the financial year 2023-2024. The committee also appreciates the office of the Honorable Speaker and that of the clerk for the County Assembly for the administrative support accorded to it during the exercise. On behalf of the board and pursuant to the provisions of Section 36 of the County Assembly Services Act, it is my pleasure and duty to present to this Honorable House the County Assembly Service Board report on the County Assembly's annual operations for the financial year 2023-2024. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I now invite members to debate the motion. Yes, Mheshimiwa Kavyo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The report is very clear, but there is an item that has caught my attention, that the board is doing its best to ensure that all the 40 wards have offices. Therefore, I make this prayer that the board fast tracks to ensure every ward has a better and a conducive offices. For the ones which have already been done, they should also fast track to ensure that they are well equipped so that the honorable members can serve people at their wards conveniently. Because there are some which are already done, but they are not in a good condition, and even some of them lacks connectivity to electricity. So if they can fast track that, well and good. And also, I think an item that they also need to take into account, since they are the body that has the mandate to ensure that things run efficiently and in a smooth manner, they should also come up with a plan to ensure that they tackle the issue of ballooning pending bills, especially in relation to staff allowances. They should be taken care of because, Madam Speaker, it is very wrong that sometimes committees or the assembly goes for work, they are accompanied by members of staff. Yet, when we come back, theirs turns to be a pending bill, but you find one side is being sorted. So it's my prayer as we do our supplementary budget, let's have set aside some funds to factor that into consideration so that we can be moving together as an assembly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Kavyo. Honorable members, yes, Mheshimiwa Kangundo, North Digital.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. In support of what minority leaders commented about, in support of the report, my concern, which at least I placed the commission on task. Our offices, yes, they are there, but they are empty. No curtains, no chairs. And unfortunately, when you go to some of these offices, I believe fourth floor and second floor, you are going to find there are some chairs, there are some desks, and they have been there for the last 3 months. My question is, what are the procedures for them to reach to our offices? They can talk about the procurement. Yes, I agree. But now already they are in the offices here. So what I would request the department concerned, that is the CASIB, let them do the necessary. Let them take the chairs, the desk, and all what have you, including the computers, to offices. At least they become operational. Because my concern is, are they waiting until we are done to this section, or maybe this term, they give the new one, or is it we, those who are in the current regime? Therefore, it is upon our two representatives whom I can see them here. Let them put the measures ahead, ensure that at least if possible, within a clause of 1 month, those chairs and desks are in their respective offices. And equally, because Ayad is not whole, let them procure the different. Ensure that all what is needed is there. On the matters concerning curtains, you find some offices have not yet been fenced. So assume already the office has everything which is needed, but unfortunately, when somebody is outside there can check what is there, even some cases of robbery can come in. So please, it's within our representations within the House to ensure that what members need is given its accordance. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Yes, Mheshimiwa.
I just want to add my voice on the conversation on the old offices. Madam Speaker, as you are aware that some of these offices had issues, but I thank the CASIB because some of these offices they were able to be repaired or to put the fences or the wall. But as my colleague says, there are those desks, there are those tables that are said to be in the 4th floor that are not being used. It is my humble request that those chairs and tables be taken to the offices. We want to make use of those offices. We cannot go to those offices and sit and stand with the people when they want to see the honorable members. So it is my humble request that the CASIB and those people who are responsible to make sure that those chairs and tables are taken to the offices so that we make use of these offices. It is unfair for members of public to be meeting with the members, honorable members in hotels on the roads. It is not fair. So we need to fast track the CASIB. Of course, there are some issues, maybe funds are not available, but those offices that already exist, we want to see them being operationalized. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Yes, Mheshimiwa, ranking member.
Yes, Madam Speaker, although I do not know the debate, but I have to come and tell you congratulations for sitting in that chair. I want to thank the Vice Chair Kasib, and I want to thank Honorable Commissioner for at least bringing us a report. And I want to support the report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Ngonga. Okay. I now invite the mover to reply.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand to appreciate the House for supporting our report and still mention the issues which have been raised on furniture, office furniture, and also the construction of the offices, which is work in progress, and also the fencing. In our current budget, we have also allocated some funds because it is being done in phases because of the challenge which I had just raised in my list of challenges on the amount of funds allocation from the CRA. We have also said we are engaging them so that they can also give us some additional funds so that we can be able to address the same. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I now put the question that pursuant to Section 36 of the County Assembly Services Act 2017, this House adopts the operational report of the County Assembly Service Board, CASIB, for the year 2023-2024, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 7th October 2025. As many as are of the opinion say aye. As of many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, motion, approval of the operational report of the County Assembly Service Board for the financial year 2024-2025.
I do hereby call Honorable Joanna Monyao to take us through.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that pursuant to Section 36 of the County Assembly Services Act 2017, this House adopts the operation report for the County Assembly Service Board for the financial year 2024-2025, laid on the table of this House on Tuesday, 7th October 2025. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I call upon Honorable Felix Ngui to second.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Ngoi. I now propose the question that pursuant to Section 36 of the County Assembly Services Act 2017, this House adopts the operational report of the County Assembly Service Board, CASIB, for the financial year 2024-2025, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 7th October 2025. Before I invite you members for debate, let me call the mover to take the House through the highlights of the report.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Again, the report is with the members. I'll still just go through the executive summary, and then the members, because they have had enough time to interact with the report, then we can hear from them. The County Assembly of MACHAKOS Service Board undertook diverse legislative oversight and administrative functions in the 2024-2025 financial year in line with its constitutional and statutory mandate. The Assembly facilitated public participation, enacted laws, reviewed budgets, vetted appointees, and provided critical oversight of the county executive. The service board, through the departments in the assembly service, supported members and staff to perform their duties. The assembly processed 58 motions, 11 statements, several petitions, facilitated 39 plenary sessions. It tabled 31 reports, including 20 on monitoring and evaluation, 3 legislations, 3 state agency reviews, and 5 appointments. Additionally, 5 public participation forums were held on key bills, including Health Services Amendment Bill and the County Fiscal Strategy Paper. It also processed House calendars, order papers, answered reports, and maintained assembly records. Legislative drafting and policy development were prioritized, with several key bills enacted and policies prepared. These included the data protection policy, the corruption prevention policy, and the public participation guidelines. Financial management remained a critical focus during the year. The Assembly operated on an approved budget of 1.18 billion, comprising recurrent expenditure of 924 million and development expenditure of 174 million, and other recurrent transfers of 20 million. Overall absorption in financial year 2024-2025 was 86.5%. The Assembly prepared budget estimates for financial year 2025-2026, coordinated supplementary budgets, processed monthly requisitions, settled supply and staff payments through IFMIS and internet banking, prepared 3 sets of financial statements forwarded to Kenao, and despite these efforts, spending bills for suppliers amounted to 37,719,603 Kenya shillings, and outstanding staff allowances, which stood at 98,783,010 Kenya shillings up to June 2025. The County Assembly Service has 132 employees, 111 permanent and 21 on contract. Staff exits included 4 cases through transfer, retirement and resignation. Recruitment was limited with 1 audit committee member who was engaged. Human resource management focused on staff welfare, payroll efficiency, training, and strategic planning. Salaries and allowances were managed through automated systems, while staff and members benefited from medical and life insurance, cafeteria, gym services, participation in CASA games. Industrial attachment opportunities were extended to students, while strategic retreats and pre-retirement programs enhanced capacity and staff preparedness. Welfare measures such as support for breastfeeding mothers and occupational safety audits, gym services and cafeteria services were also offered. The Assembly enhanced outreach and communication through institutional visits, media adverts, production of information, education and communication materials, facilitation of public petitions. It also invested in stakeholder consultations and transparency efforts, though financial constraints limited full establishment of a media center. In compliance with the constitutional values and principles set out in Articles 10 and 232, the Assembly Service Board emphasized transparency, accountability and integrity, and inclusiveness in its operations. Public participation was strengthened through stakeholder forums and outreach programs, while principles of good governance, equality, fairness were upheld in staff recruitment, promotions, and service delivery. Membership of the board: Honorable Anne Kiusia, Chairperson; Honorable Johanna Munyao, Vice Chair; Honorable Felix Ngui, Member; Honorable Janet Mwikali Kimeu, Member; Honorable Alex Nyamai Kitili, Member; and Mr. Peter Mbadha, Acting Secretary. Honorable Speaker, I take this opportunity to thank all the members of the board for their dedication and divided attention and contributions during the financial year 2024-2025. The committee also appreciates the office of the Honorable Speaker and that of the Clerk of the County Assembly for the administrative support accorded to it during the exercise. On behalf of the board and pursuant to the provisions of Section 36 the County Assembly Services Act, it is my pleasure and duty to present to this Honorable House the County Assembly Service Board report on the County Assembly's annual report for the financial year 2024-2025. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Joanna. I'd like to invite members to debate the motion. Yes, Mheshimiwa Kavyo.
Madam Speaker, we have had the opportunity to go through the 2 reports, and they are more or less similar. The issues touches and borders around the same issues, and instead of taking so much time, we can allow CASIB enough time so that they can go digest on the issues that we have raised, because what we have raised on the other reports, if they are sufficiently addressed, then we should have a smooth functional assembly. So unless the other members want to give in some input, the report is straightforward and self-explanatory. So if the other members agree, you can just proceed and put the question once the other members contribute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Allow me to appreciate the County Assembly Service Board for Machakos, where I sit, led by Madam Speaker, for a very elaborate report that we have just tabled, and it will go into history that the CASIB of Machakos has tabled 2 reports in one day. I think most of the CASIB boards never table reports to the Assembly, but this one is overworking. Madam Speaker, it must be noted that in the financial year for the 2024-2025, the CASIB has been able to do a lot. You remember when we did the modern gate, you remember it was banned by the Gen Z, and it has been done very well. Our perimeter wall was also strengthened with the also security. So now our members of staff and honorable members are safe here when transacting their business. So, Madam Speaker, allow me, sir, to say that it is also not easy for this board to lead the number ones. Managing the number ones. Honorable members who are here from the Fort was they are the number ones from their wards. And managing their welfare is not easy. So we have really been trying a lot. We have noted the issues that you have raised concerning the ward offices. And I want to tell you that this board is committed to make sure that each and every honorable member has a conducive office that can be used to transact business in the wards. Things to do with the office furniture, it is in this financial year's budget and it will be done. We are also committed to make sure that every ward office has a perimeter wall, it has a car shed, and it has a toilet. So with no doubt, we are committed and we are going to make sure that your offices are one of the best. So with those few remarks, I want to appreciate all members for supporting our report, and let us continue working in unison. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Ngui. I'd like to invite Mheshimiwa Dominic, MCA Modhoni.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to thank the committee through the Vice Chair for an elaborate and express report on the happenings of this institution. And at some point I want to differ with the Honorable Member, Honorable Felix Ngui, who happens to represent the majority in the Service Board. He should be regretting before this assembly when he says that they are proud to present 2 reports at a go. He should be very much ashamed of that. Because if the standing orders and the County Services Act state that there is a timeline for presenting the same reports, then he should not be proud in fact, he should be apologetic to this assembly that they have delayed one report because of the 1, 2, 3 unavoidable circumstances. Actually, he has not even given this assembly any reason as to why the second report had to wait for the first report. Secondly, Madam Speaker, however much the reports are self-explanatory, there are some issues that also have come out. And actually, he has said it clearly himself. He is already tying himself to the report. When he tells that they have done the gate, they have done the compound, they have done the electric, where were they? Did they have to wait for the Gen Zs to ban the gate so that they can proceed and do it? They have to wait for members' cash to be smashed by protesters so that they proceed and do it. Madam Speaker, we have to wake up from this slumber and serve the members. Today in the morning, we were here discussing a report from the executive. So we should not also be proud in ourselves with a report that has got also flaws and some misgivings. So in as much as we thank the Service Board report, they need to wake up from their slumber and realize that our time is going. The sole purpose of the Service Board is to facilitate the welfare of members. Madam Speaker, as we speak now, there's a serious shortage of water in this assembly in terms of drinking water for members. I need to notify the members. Madam Speaker, even in the cafeteria, we have always been served same meals. Nothing changes in the cafeteria. Nothing changes. And I can say this without any fear of contradiction, Madam Speaker. And then here it is, we have the South is proud in himself, bringing 2 reports at the same time. The welfare of the members is not taken care of. Madam Speaker, we have the issue of the ward offices that they have kept on speaking every now and then. They need to, move with speed, Madam Speaker, to finalize on the same. If they are able to exhaust their annual allocation timely, then they need also to ensure that all other allocations in this assembly are used and properly, used in the right manner, timely. And finally, Madam Speaker, there is an issue I said here, and I will repeat it again and again. Last Sunday by 1, those who are Catholics like myself, when we were reading the gospel, it said, will you feel good when your worker has just come from the farm, very tired, exhausted, angry, and then you've been all day long at home, seated, relaxing, and then you tell him, proceed to the kitchen, prepare me food, I eat first, then you eat later. Would you be able to do that, Honorable Speaker? It's a big no for the service board. They need to tell us how much and what they are doing to ensure that our staffs in this assembly are fully catered for in terms of their pending bills. And I've always said here, and even the last report that they brought here, I said, Madam Speaker, we cannot run away from this. They are equivalent to the sermon that we read last Sunday for those Catholics. Are we happy to tell them, take us to site visits? Are we happy to tell them, accompany us to retreats? Are we happy to say that they need to get mortgages? And it is running years into years, Madam Speaker. The service board needs to take and hold the bull by its own, by making sure that however much we hold the executive accountable, we also need to hold them accountable. And if they are not competent in that, then we have good people who can serve in this assembly and make the moves. They have brought a report, but we need to ensure that all what they are bringing is not going to be brought next time. So thank you much, Madam Speaker. I support them. And those issues that they have raised, if they happen to bring them next year again, Madam here, Speaker, we'll hold the bull by its own. Otherwise, I support the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Yes, Mheshimiwa Wanjiru.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Congratulations are in order.
Thank you.
I, like Mheshimiwa Ngonga, I don't know very much what they're talking about in the report, but I must add my voice to this debate by saying this board has been mandated with the responsibility of making sure that we are okay all round. Am I right, members? So I want to deviate a little bit and ask the CASIB to ensure that as we go to the CASA games, we have proper attire and on time, because we have been embarrassed. Time without number. Machakos County is of high standing, and we need to maintain that standard. Attires and uniforms that are substandard, we will not allow. Attires that will be brought after CASA are not helpful to us. So we are warning them in advance. Do your job. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Wanjiru. And I totally agree. So I'd like to invite the mover to reply. Okay, before.
I didn't hear them, still the Vice Chair and the Commissioner telling us whether we have been able to get the financial autonomy that we have been asking for, whether we are now able to operate on our own, or we are still dependent on the county executive finance minister, and if so, then Waheshimiwa, the two of you, remember you are representatives, and much is expected of you. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I support also.
Thank you. I'd like to invite the mover with the motion to reply.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and the House at large for supporting our report. And I would like to take this opportunity to maybe possibly react to some of the issues raised. And Honorable Dominic has mentioned something to do with unavoidable circumstances. In fact, that is the word which we missed. And I would like to say that one reason why we were unable to present the first report. And of course, we have been looking at the challenges and we are dealing with the challenges accordingly. And that is why we have been able to be on the spot on the second report. It was due and it was ready even before 30th. That one was pushed by a few days. But we have been looking at some of the reasons why we had to have some such delays. And I want to assure you as a board, we are working on all the obstacles which may make us not perform to the expectations of this House. And time will tell. So we take up that challenge and we promise to do our best as a board. We will not close eyes and appreciate that although there was a delay, we have been able to do as a board a few things to do with the compound security and also making the place as comfortable and worthy living in. And therefore we promise to continue with the same and maybe do more. The meals you mentioned, members, you realize in even our informal forums, we have discussed about the meals we offer in our cafeteria. It is dictated also by the amount of cash. You know, it is partially a subsidy because we are using the cafeteria, both members and also the staff. And we can even do a public participation and weigh between whether what is contributed against the quality of what we offer there. We are ready either to cope more and also improve on the quality and even variety, or we can just continue with whatever we are offering and maybe improve on one or two areas. But as of now, it is dictated by the budget we allocate to offer what we are using together with our staff and also even our sons and daughters who come around for attachment and other programs. Staff pending bills, it has been a thorn in the flesh, and I will also call upon on behalf of the board that we cooperate here as members, because staff normally accompany us when we go for our for our work programs. It is important that even as we debate and discuss our budgets here, we also consider the staff so that we either align our programs to whatever funds are available, either reduce our activities to harmonize with the available budget, or maybe reduce on some of our spending so that we can also accommodate the members of staff. So that is an issue we have discussed thoroughly even in the board. We appreciate, and we have also discussed some strategies on how we can ensure going forward the pending bills do not keep on accumulating. That is a bit demoralizing when they incur expenses, especially members of staff, and the same is not honored. So we promise something is being done, and we are going to report a different story during our next reporting period. CASA attires, we have had delays before, and we say, I want to report here, we are on it also, but the only challenge we have at the moment is the new procurement system, which is not really very ready for implementation, the EG Pay, but we have been proactive. We are even, although we don't want to compromise on the quality of the attire, I want to report we have even been able to see whether we can exploit the avenue of government to government. We have engaged some institutions, government institutions, and given samples of some attire we acquired from, we bought samples from private suppliers, so that if they are able to meet that quality, then we can now, as we await the EEG Pay to be on fully, we can see whether we can utilize that opportunity to get the attire before the start of the games. In case the quality is compromised, then you will bear with us, because it is not our making, it is a challenge beyond us. We will have to close one eye and attend the games, then come and sort ourselves. I am saying you cannot buy anything. This is a government institution unless you pass through that EG Pay system. So if it is not fully on, our hands will be tied, and we can only be lying here if we tell this house that anything is going to be done. Financial autonomy. Yes, financial autonomy was the last. I want to say it is again work in progress, but I want to appreciate the board, because as we harmonize some issues with the COB, We have never missed salary from July to this month. We have exploited all the avenues to make sure that you are taken care of as we iron out. There are guidelines the ECOB is issuing, and it is in discussion because there were some gray areas. Even as we get the autonomy, the executive CCM finance is also a signatory at some point, and there are some issues which are being ironed out. But as to this far, I think we are good to go. We have laid enough strategies to ensure that we never miss any salaries for any month going forward. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, the House, for supporting our report.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Joanna. Thank you, the House, for your contributions and the issues that you've raised. You totally agree that much can be done. And now to put the question that pursuant to Section 36 of the County Assembly Services Act 2017, this House adopts the operational report of the County Assembly Service Board, CASIB, for the financial year 2024-2025, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 7th October 2025. As many as are of the opinion say aye. Aye. As many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next order. Thank you. The House adjourns to Wednesday, 15th October 2025 at 10 a.m.